Hello friends, James Stevenson back with a Chicken Genius Singapore apology video. A lot of people have been requesting an apology video from me based on my previous reaction videos. People were just asking me to react to Ken's videos, so I did, right? So let's take a look at what I should be apologizing for after I check in with Loki here. There's Loki, curled up in bed asleep after breakfast this morning. I did make him open his eyes there for just a second, but he's trying to snooze. I guess I should keep my voice down, and let me share my screen and show you what we're talking about today. A tweet from Chicken. I'm not going to read this whole all-caps tweet to you, but if you'd like to read it, there it is. And somebody tagging me with an LMAO and somebody else replying, he was so confident with that smirk all the time. So what should be gathered from this tweet and these replies are that Ken thinks that he was right with his predictions, and his followers agree with him that he's been giving out solid, good financial advice. And that I haven't been. So let's examine that issue now that it's been now that the gauntlet has been thrown down to examine the facts. Let's see who's been giving out sound financial advice and who hasn't. We'll go over and check the Twitter search here for the word apology with my handle after it. So here's one from Matthew Gamache from a couple of days ago, saying to Ken that it's time for him to brag about his prediction of $150 for Tesla, and it's time for me to make my apologies. That's what this video is about. Then Lurch here said, when will you make your apology video for trashing Chicken Genius 140 price target? My blind bullishness likely got a lot of people hurt. How does it feel knowing I'm the noise? All those charts I show constantly are noise. That's not signal. Here's one from Nina. Wow, 156. Chicken Genius really foresaw this, and you made fun of him. When do we get to see the apology video? All right, so that's where we are. And let me just start with an examination of the facts. So here's October 3rd, when Chicken Genius made his $150 price target. Oh, no, that's not 150. That says 120 to 140 was actually Chicken's price target. Some people forget or have bad memories or selective memories about the things that Chicken Genius has recommended people should invest in, or the prices people should wait for before they buy back in. So you can see with your own eyes here. What Chicken said was, wait until Tesla trades in the 120 to 140 range before you buy your stock back. All right, so next, we've got this video that was the first reaction video of me to Ken. Let's hit play on this and see what he said and what I said, and let me know if you spot what I should be apologizing for.
Well, will I buy Tesla stock again? Yeah. Again, I love the company, but not the stock price. The target is still the same at 420 pre-split, which means about 140 levels.
140. All right, so Ken has said he intends to buy Tesla stock again when it drops to $140. There is only one flaw in this plan, and perhaps you have guessed what that flaw is. It's that it is far from certain that Tesla will ever trade at $140 again. It is not certain that that's going to happen. So it's a dangerous strategy to try to sell your stock today in the hopes of buying it back later for 30% less. The sale you're imagining may happen, may not happen.
I mentioned this.
All right, so that was that video. So what's the next update that I have for you? On October 17th, Chicken tweeted, some people forget that this tweet exists, but here it is. Tesla bulls, Tesla is at levels you can start to dollar cost average in. So what level was it on October 17th? Tesla was at $219.35 that day. So let's hit play on my next reaction video, my update. Okay, Tesla bulls. Tesla is at levels you can start to dollar cost average. So that means to buy in. So October 17th, let's see what the price was there. So October 17th was here. So Tesla about 219 on the 17th when Chicken said, start buying in your Tesla again. Tesla. All right, so there's that one. What's the next update that I have for you? It's from just a couple of days ago when Pak Chicken tweeted, I know, this is going to shock you, but I bought $300,000 of Tesla at a price of $159.26. So I know this is getting hard to keep track of, so I've taken the liberty of making a spreadsheet for you. Let me get this to fit the screen a little bit better. Alright, so over here I've got the date, and then I'm going to have to resize this a little bit so you can see everything. Alright, I apologize if that's small for you, but I'll just recap quickly for you. So a year ago, Chicken made a video. I took down a quote here. So why of all the exchanges do I recommend FTX and FTT token? You can look at Sam Bankman, founder of FTX, like the Elon Musk of crypto exchanges. Binance funded him, Coinbase funded him, and lately he raised $420 million from 69 investors. It's cheap, it's secure, and it's transparent. My apologies if I didn't recommend this to you earlier. So here's Pak Chicken recommending that you invest in FTX a little over a year ago. Then December 4th of last year, why is the entire crypto market crashing, but DFI token is up? Is there another 10x up from here? It's a wild ride, but it's worth it at the end of the day. So recommending DeFi a year ago this month. Another recommendation from Ken. This video is about why I'm not selling Palantir and what I see in Palantir as a long-term investment. So Chicken not selling his Palantir at $18 last year. That stock's trading closer to $6 now. And so here's that October 3rd tweet that we saw, the target of 120 to 140. Some people remember that as being a 150 target, and it isn't. But leave me a comment below if you sold your Tesla on Ken's recommendation and you're still waiting for it to trade in the 120 to 140 range. How are you sleeping at night? Good? Great? Are you worried about your shares, or are you confident that that range is going to get hit and you're going to be able to buy back below 140? Because I'll tell you one person who isn't confident, and that's Ken, Pak Chicken, who has been buying back above that price. Will I buy Tesla stock again? We just saw Ken say his price target was still $140, but then telling Tesla bulls that they should start buying it back when it was at $219. So what did I say about that? I said, if you're a long-term investor in Tesla and not a day trader or a swing trader or a momentum trader, if you're really trying to invest in a business for the long term, you've got to like buying Tesla at 52-week lows if you believe the stock will be much higher in future years. Anybody can make short-term stock predictions, but that's a fool's errand. Short-term stock movement is largely random. Ken gave us the reasons in his video why he thought Tesla would drop. Lack of demand was one of those, and Tesla has been setting records and breaking new records for sales deliveries ever since. You can ask a lot of different people why they think Tesla stock is trading lower these days, and very few of them will give you any of the reasons Ken cited during his video for why he believed Tesla would drop in price. And we know Ken did buy at $159.26. I actually bought shares that same day at $156.85. So who's the bigger bear? Is it him or is it me? It's a fair question. So here's the video with Ken recommending FTX. I'm not going to play you that video, but it's out there. And I will end with this little video clip from the other reaction video that I made. So you've seen all three of them at this point. Let me know if you've found a quote from me representing something I should be apologizing for. Have I been the one giving bad advice, financial advice? By the way, this video is not financial advice. Do your own research for entertainment purposes only, etc. What can I say about that video, except to say that FTX was indeed disruptive, if you haven't been following the news. FTX went bankrupt, taking with it many, many billions of dollars of money people invested in it. I saw some tweets from Ken yesterday claiming that he didn't lose more than half of the 5% of money he had invested in FTX. Still, ouch. That's tough. I mean, the more different things you tell people they should or should not invest in over time, the more of those are gonna add up into failures, right? So anybody who's been doing this very long and making very many predictions, some of those are going to go bad. The first rule of forecasting is whatever you forecast, it will be wrong, right? So Ken was wrong about FTX. It turned out to be a big Ponzi scheme, and a whole bunch of people lost a whole bunch of money, and some of them are watching this video right now. So sorry that happened to you. It's unfortunate whenever anybody gets ripped off by somebody. Ken is a trader. He's made a lot of right calls and he's made a lot of wrong calls over the years. And the part that I object to is not saying, hey, I think we're in for a bad time over the next short term with a lot of volatility. Maybe there's going to be some downward movement in a stock or whatever. And then either being right or wrong about that. I mean, it's a coin flip. When you say the stock is going to go down, probably it will go down, right? On at least some of the days that follow saying that. So I never had a problem with Ken sharing his view on what he thought Tesla's stock price would do. The part that I objected to was advising people who had already invested in Tesla to sell their stock and wait for it to hit $120 to $140 before buying it back. Because there is no guarantee that Tesla will ever trade in the $120 to $140 range again. It hasn't in a few years. Maybe it will and maybe it won't, right? One of those two things is going to happen. If it happens, it won't invalidate my criticism, which is that you shouldn't tell people who wanted to invest in a stock long term that it's a better idea for them to sell in the hopes of buying it back much lower later, because those people may lose their shares if the stock price recovers and continues to rise, and then they buy, they make a FOMO purchase on the way up or once it hits all-time highs, right? And then they own less shares than they owned in the first place, and they lost money on that trade. The outcome is not the concern, meaning if Tesla gets to $140, then people will tell me that Ken was right. By the way, people are already telling me that Ken was right, and I was wrong to criticize him in my earlier reaction videos. Tesla has not traded at $140 yet, but if Tesla does trade at $140, my objection will still stand on its own merit, which is that was increasing the risk that those investors bore, telling them to sell in the hopes of buying back later lower, right? So that's my reaction. All right, so that was it. What did you hear? Take down the exact quote that you think I ought to be apologizing for, because I haven't identified one for what I should be apologizing for. But if I have an apology to make, and I should make one if I'm going to call this an apology video, I think what I should say is, I'm sorry, Ken, that some of the people who follow you get aggressive with me on Twitter about what I need to apologize for because their memories are so selective or faulty that they think that you were right and I was wrong, that you were giving out sound financial advice and I wasn't. And that's my video for today. If you've enjoyed today's video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. My channel's always free, but if you find value in what I do and feel like supporting me, there's links in the video description below. Thanks to all of you who do support me, especially Kathy Kitchler and Halter Ferguson Financial, my executive producers, and I will see you in the next one.